All right, so you probably clicked on this video because you're wondering, how do I pass a evaluation account? This is not a rush. A lot of people they buy these evaluations and they're trying to rush because they hear the experienced traders saying, "Oh, it's an eval. It's just a demo account. So, you want to try to pass it as soon as possible." Shut the fuck up. First of all, shut up, okay? Because you you've already been getting consistent payouts, and you have the capital and the opportunity to buy a bunch of fucking evals and gamble them away. Because I've seen so much people I see on YouTube who say they try to scale them up too fast. They try to buy a bunch of accounts and risking their 2% or whatever to try to get funded ASAP. And a lot of those people fail, and they try to scale too fast and they get fucked because it doesn't work. It does not work. This is not a fucking rush, bro. Like, if you know anything about trading, this is not a fucking sprint. This is a marathon, bro. When banks and the big money that you guys the smart money you guys try to follow, when they do this shit, they're not thinking, oh damn, let's try to triple our account. The banks ain't like, they're not like, oh, let's try to triple our investments or trading capital this month. No, they're trying to make consistent return every fucking week, every month, every year. That's the whole plan. And when you do that, especially with prop firm, it gives you such a huge opportunity if you don't have the capital to make so much more money. You know what I'm saying? So much more money. And that's why you should not be trying to rush this shit, because there's no need to rush. Because especially if you have limited capital and you rush, what's going to happen is you're going to blow the account, and now you have less money. You probably have no money. And let's say you do have a little bit of money. So you're like, okay, I'll buy another account. And you rush again, and then you're going to fail. Now you have no fucking money. So do not rush. There's no point of rushing. If it takes you a week, if it takes you a month, personally, I don't think it should take you several months. Like, if you're 6 months into an evaluation, bro, something's fucking wrong if you're 6 months in. But I'm just saying it should not be fast. Don't try to rush. You know, it's the way I like to look at this is, when it comes to trading, it's not up to a set rule on how fast you pass the evaluation. What it's up to is your trades. If you have a wonderful 1 to 5 trade twice in a row, whatever, then that's just like that. You just pass in a week or so. If you if you're losing trades and then you're winning and you're break even, it's gonna take longer. It's just how it is. It's no point of trying to double your risk to 2% or whatever, trying to pass ASAP. It's stupid. So that's the first point. There's no rush. Okay. The second point is going to be, have a strict risk. I've been trying to tell people this too. You know what I'm saying? When you trade an evaluation account, or even you're funded, have a strict risk. There's a guy, great guy. He loves to do he makes videos on FTMO challenges and this and that. And one thing this is something I was thinking about, but I saw a video of him mentioning it, which was basically use static risk, because he used to use he never always used that. He used to use dynamic risk, where let's say he's trading and he's 1%. He lost his first trade. Now you're 1% down. You're like, fuck, I'm down. So let me drop my risk to 0.5%. Now the problem with this is, right? You're going to drop your risk to 0.5%, and then let's say you win a 1 to 2 trade, right? You're gonna win a 1 to 2 trade, and that's gonna bring you where? That's gonna bring you back to break even. That's not what you want. You want to be profitable. So if you would have kept the same 1% risk, what would have happened is you would have been up 1% now. You know what I'm saying? So stop using fucking dynamic risk. It doesn't work. It does not work. If you're in a deep drawdown, like you're down 5%, and you drop the risk of 0.5%, you're gonna need a 1 to 10 R in the span of a couple of days, weeks, months, whatever, to catch back up just to break even. A 1 to 10. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that you need that for one single trade. I'm just saying that's what you're going to need overall to get back up. It's going to feel like you're going to basically need 10% to get back up. even though you're only down 5% because you lower your risk. So do not lower your risk. And the main reason why people do this is because they think, oh, well, it makes it harder for me to lose my account. Sure, it does. But it also makes it harder for you to pass the account. It goes both fucking ways. And even though I was literally just saying you should not be trying to rush your account, you should also not be trying to fucking keep the account for a evaluation account for a year. It should not be taking several months. Okay? You're not getting paid for this shit. You don't get paid until you get to fund it. So if you're in steep drawdown, have the same static risk. And if you end up losing the account, okay, cool, you lost the account. It is what it fucking is. That's the point. You're not. There's successful traders out there who they lose accounts themselves. You know, it's gonna happen. You're gonna blow the evaluation accounts. So just blow the fucking account if it happens. You know what I'm saying? You're down 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10%. Boom. Okay, fine. Buy another account. So that's gonna be the second thing. Very important. Use static risk. Dynamic risk, bro. You when you're in the deep drawdown, it makes it 2 times fucking harder to get out of that drawdown. And it's gonna fuck with your psychology because you're like, damn, I'm in drawdown for fucking a while now. And it's hard to get out because you're risking less. So your winners are not doing that much. Anyways, step three. Step three is basically you should not be let's say you only have a $500, right? What a lot of people will do is they will take the $500 and they'll buy $100,000 account. Don't do that. Don't do that. Buy four $25,000 account. This is something that I just bro, I just started doing this shit again, bro, and I've learned so fucking much shit. I've been brainstorming shit. I've been practicing shit. I'm doing this shit like fucking homework, bro. Like I got a exam coming up. I've been so focused and locked in, not just on the charts, but behind the scenes. And that's what a lot of people don't do. They're not behind the scenes. They think trading is all about buy and sell, buy and sell. It's not. That's what you see, but it's not. There's so much more behind the scenes, bro. You know that meme where you have a fucking iceberg, whatever it's called, and you can see a little tip of it, but if you look underneath the water, it's like a big ass fucking rock. You would never know that. That's what it's like. All that everything underneath that big ass surface of water is fucking all that hard work you have to do behind the scenes. Anyways, so step three is basically buy multiple accounts instead of buying one big account because that's gonna help you with what I just said in step two, where you're fine with losing the account. You're not gonna be gambling, but if you lose the account, it is what it fucking is. It is what it is. You have three more accounts. And now you move on to the other account and you trade that. Or what I would recommend you do is you could trade all the accounts at the same time, but you don't take the same trades for all of them simultaneously. So let's say you long Euro USD right now, you only do it on one of the accounts or maybe two of the accounts. And then let's say you get another trade for gold to sell. You do it on the other account. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how I've been doing it. And this gives you an edge because it doesn't give you an edge when you're winning. Because if you're winning, then you're only going to be winning on one or two of the accounts. And the other one, you won't be winning. But you're cycling trades. And this helps you when you're losing, actually. Because if you're in a losing streak, you're not going to be in a losing streak with multiple accounts. It might just be one account or two accounts. You're going to still have one that might actually be profitable. So this does give you an edge. It helps you. Do not buy one big ass account. Buy four or three different smaller accounts and then trade them, cycle and trade them. So that's going to be step three. Very, very important. This like I cannot exaggerate how much this is going to fucking help you by doing this. Okay? And the fourth thing, have a trading plan. You have to have a good trading plan and have a checklist where every morning before you trade or every night before you trade, whatever session it is, you have that checklist in front of you and you're fucking reading it out and you're studying. Because this is going to help you, right? This is going to help you to basically stay locked in. A lot imagine this. I gave this analogy to a friend the other day. Imagine you're with your wife, you're married. She gives you She was trying to give you a checklist of everything that she needs from the grocery store, but you're like, nah, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. So you're like, I'm just gonna go to the grocery store. I don't. I'll memorize everything. So then you go, and you're like, shit. I got most of this stuff, but I forgot one thing. And that one thing that you're forgetting is something that is very crucial. And now, you go back home. She's like, what the fuck? You forgot this. You forgot the condoms. Now I'm joking, but she's like, you forgot this, and then you're like, shit. This is the same shit in trading. If you have a if you have it now, if you go to the grocery store with a checklist, there's no possible way you can forget nothing, bro, because it's all right in front of your fucking eyes on the paper or on the notes app on your phone because we're in 2026 now, technology. There's no way you can forget now. The only way you would not, the only way you would miss something is if you purposely ignore it, but it would be right there. Same thing in trading. When you go in front of the charts, have the fucking checklist right here. My hands are ashy. All right, I can't afford lotion. Anyways, you're gonna have the checklist right here, bro. You can be like, okay, what's the location of price right now? Is it in an area of interest or blah blah blah? Okay, what's going on? What's the trend? What's this? What's that? Okay, next move on. Step three. Okay, boom, checklist. If shit lines up, you take the trade. If it doesn't line up, you move on. Simple.